Hola, la familia. Welcome back. Just Simply Sports with me. I am Kaja, and I'm excited, you guys. I'm excited. I was upset. I was disappointed. I was like, Devontae, why didn't you come to the Buffalo Bills? Josh Allen, Devontae Adams, automatically Super Bowl contention. But then I said, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. It's okay, Kaja. Don't get too upset. But then I was like, look at God looking out because next thing you know, I see again so much going on in sports. Amari Cooper has been traded to the Buffalo Bills, and I said, that's it. Bills Mafia, stand up. Josh Allen fans, if you are with me in the comments, let me know. That is my favorite quarterback, also alongside Lamar Action Jackson. But I am so happy for Josh because I feel like he needs someone else. He needs someone else. I feel like the Bills, what I love about them is that they have some dogs on that side. They have some dogs who are hungry, who are ready to prove themselves, who are proving themselves, who are ready to win. Last night versus the Jets, I thought that they might actually lose that game because I was like, man, no Milano, no Von Miller, Stephon Diggs is gone, Gabe Davis is gone. And then James Cook, I saw the hour before the game. He hurt his toe or his ankle, his toe and his ankle. I was like, I don't know what's going on in Buffalo. Everybody is hurt. But when watching the game, I was like, who are these other people stepping up? I saw Davis. He had an incredible night. They could not stop him. And I was like, you know what? Every time someone is hurt, they have someone else who steps up. And that to me is the mark of a championship contender. Can you do what absolutely needs to be done in order to win? And I feel like they are doing just that. They are being coached. They are well coached. The discipline, a lot of penalties last night. I'm not going to get into that too much. I'm just going to focus on the positive right now. And I feel like they needed someone else. They needed someone else. And we also got to talk about Deshaun Watson a little bit in the Cleveland Browns because this is also a bad look for Cleveland. I'm not even sure where they're going at this point. And they gave that man $230 million. And I mean, you got one of your best players who was like, I am out of here. And I don't blame him. I'm just like, what does that mean for the rest of the locker room? Nevertheless, I'm going to play a quick clip and hear about how this trade even came together because I thought the Bills were going to try to get Devontae. But we're going to hear really quickly how this came about.
Another big wide receiver was on the move today with the Bills acquiring Amari Cooper from the Browns. You had this story first, Jordan. Was this counter to the Jets getting Devontae Adams? How did this deal come together?
I never got the sense that Cleveland was, or that Buffalo was really in on Devontae. We had talked about them maybe as a flyer if the Raiders were unable, or if the Raiders were unable to find another trade partner, that the Raiders could come back and say, well, you know what? We're going to eat some of this money or a significant portion of this. That's when a team like a Buffalo or perhaps a Baltimore could have come in. But the Amari Cooper deal is a lot different in the sense that his contract is much easier to digest if you're Buffalo than Devontae's. And that was the big issue, obviously, with Devontae. Again, just constantly trying to find the common ground with the team. And obviously the Jets were that partner. But Buffalo has really made it clear to me over the last few weeks that they knew they needed to add a wide receiver. Now, whether or not that was a five-time All-Pro or Pro Bowler like an Amari Cooper, I wasn't sure. This deal really came together this morning. That's when Cleveland really felt like, okay, we have a partner. Then it comes down to the terms. It's not entirely dissimilar to what the Jets did. It's basically a three and then a pick swap. But it's a really good deal, I believe, for both teams. Cleveland gets real value back for a 30-year-old wide receiver who's going to be a free agent at 31. And then the Bills get a guy who is obviously very motivated, playing in a contract year, and really hasn't had a quarterback like Josh Allen, as talented as Josh Allen, when you think about how good he is and what they really need. So now they have Dalton Kincaid, Khalil Shakir, James Cook, Dawson Knox, but they have a legitimate number one guy in Amari Cooper. And a couple of things I asked scouts about today, just curious. He has 6 drops this year, which leads the league. Scouts didn't put a lot into that because he's always been pretty sure-handed. And then Buffalo runs the ball more than 25 other teams, 26, I believe. So that tells you that the Bills want to get back to a little bit more balance. Right now, they're about 50-50. I think they'd like to throw it about 56, 57% of the time.
Well, very exciting news day. Hope you get some rest tonight. You've been very busy.
All right, you guys. So You heard it. That is exactly how the deal came together. So they were never really all in on Devontae. I get it. But what it does tell me in listening to Jordan is that it looks like, in spite of what Kevin Stefanski is saying, that they're not going to move on at all from Deshaun Watson. That's their quarterback. They're sticking to him. You gave up a really, really important part of your offense because he was one of the most valuable parts of your offense, one of the most valuable pieces. And in doing so, you got some leverage back so that you can hopefully bring someone else in or potentially, make some moves to get from underneath this Sean Watson, mess. And I hate to call it a mess because I'm always rooting for everyone to get their money. I'm always rooting for everyone to succeed. And I don't know what is happening with Deshaun Watson. I feel like part of it is mental. I feel like having these new allegations, I'm not sure how many there are or how many more women are coming out, but I feel like having all of that go on is affecting his level of play on the field, and it's affecting the locker room because now if you watch the games, he's walking off out of the huddle. When I just said it was 20 people on the field, no. The coach looked like he was shocked that he walked off the field. He walked right past the coach. It just looks like he doesn't believe in himself. It looks like the team doesn't believe in him. And when everyone's feeling like that, there's no confidence. As a quarterback, you're a captain, you're the leader, you're the point guard. And if you don't believe in yourself and the team doesn't believe in you, then there's only but so much the coach can do. Now, we know that Kevin Stefanski can coach. He's a two-time NFL Coach of the Year. And we watched pretty much the same Cleveland Browns team do a lot better with 4 or 5 different quarterbacks. They had Joe Flacco come from off the couch. My guy was sitting at home with his family, watching NFL football on Sunday and Monday, and then pop right back in. Like, he didn't miss a beat. And they had not even want him back. That man got you guys into the playoffs without having worked out, no reps, no nothing. He goes off the couch. He's like, what, your fourth quarterback of the season, and you guys look like you haven't missed a beat. And this defense was rolling last year. The defense this year looks different. I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm just like, they barely beat the Browns. And I thought after a bye week they were gonna come out and just dominate. But nevertheless, back to Deshaun Watson. I feel like something needs to change. I'm not rooting for him to get dropped, and I don't think anyone is going to take up that salary. No one's going to take up that and pay the rest of those remaining millions upon millions of dollars. Like, I don't think any other organization is going to do that, especially with the way he's playing. But you got to do something because we're going into week 7, and if you want to salvage any part of this season and potentially make a playoff run, a change has to be made. So maybe he needs to be benched, some counseling or something to figure out what's going on with him and why he doesn't look. And I get that was Houston, and that was a few years ago. And people get older, things change, but he doesn't look like he even. I don't know. He just does the offensive line in general just does not look good at all. It's not just Deshaun Watson, but I know it's not the coach. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say Deshaun Watson has some figuring out to do. The ownership has been some figuring out to do to find a way to salvage the season or get themselves in a potential playoff Super Bowl contention for next season because this season's not it. Notice the season's not it at all. But in other news, Buffalo Bills fans, we got us a new number 1 wide receiver in Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, Josh Allen, combined with Kincaid, James Cook when he comes back, Von Miller, Milano. I'm excited to see what this team does, you guys. I feel like coming into the season, everyone kind of counted the Bills out because Stephon Diggs was not there. Either way, you guys, I'm excited. I am happy for my quarterback. I'm happy for my team. Bills Mafia, stand up. How do you guys feel about this whole trade, about the Deshaun Watson situation in Cleveland? If it was you, are you going to keep him? Or would you trade him and just, eat the $230 million, 230 guaranteed $1 million, guaranteed being an operative word? Would you just eat it and just move on? What do you guys think about this whole situation? Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, Buffalo Bills. Would you have rather have Devontae, or are you okay with Amari Cooper being there because you feel like either one is still going to put them in Super Bowl contention to knock the Chiefs off once and for all from three-peating? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video.